Hi again, fellow unlicensed thinkers. I want to start off in this video by saying that if you get mad at me for anything that I talk about in this video, just to recognize that I'm intentionally not calling out anything specific. I do have one example, but it is not really, it's just meant as an example. It's not meant to call out anything specific. That means that whatever you hear me saying, if you get upset with it, or if you don't, whatever, is you projecting onto what I'm saying something that is in your heart and in your mind. This is how shadow work works. It's not what the video is about, but this is how it works. So if you hear something offensive, remember, that is what's coming to mind when I say the words that I'm saying. That is not necessarily what I'm saying, but it is important for you to pay attention to it. So in 50 years, what will we look back on and admonish this time in history for? What will we look back and say that was terrible? You know, like lots of things throughout history have seemed like a good idea at the time. They were ideologies that infected whole cultures. Since then, they've been seen as quite tragic, and I'm sure you can come up with many examples. I'm not really going to get into those right now. Sorry, I have something going on with my ear that is tearing up my throat as well, so a little rough today. What I think we will look back on this time and admonish it for is this is a time when we will be absolutely horrified to look back and realize how we treated mentally ill people. And it doesn't mean that we're throwing them in cages. In fact, quite the opposite. We as a society presently are exalting the mentally ill. And that's what the future will see us as. They will look back and they will say, that was absolutely horrible. What they did, they put the mentally ill up on pedestals, and the society went along with the mentally ill and allowed the mentally ill to steer the direction of the culture. And I like to think of it this way. So this is my example, although this is not really what I'm talking about, because again, what I'm talking about is what you hear me talking about. So if I am walking down the street and I see someone cutting imaginary bugs out of their skin, I'm not going to stop in the street and praise them and tell them how wonderful they are and how stunning and brave their actions are. That would be cruel, because that would be encouraging something that is a representation of something else that they have going on. It wouldn't be getting them the help that they need. It wouldn't be stopping them from doing something self-destructive. And so if I celebrate them, if I say how wonderful they are, how amazing they are, what a strong person they are to be cutting those bugs out. Doesn't matter if anybody else sees the bugs, you cut those bugs out, buddy. When other people saw this person being celebrated, they may too say, consciously, subconsciously, and we'll go with subconsciously right now, but they may too say, I want that kind of praise. I want to be put up on a pedestal just like this person is. I want to be admired. And so they may too seek out a similar way of getting praise. And that leads to then they're getting praise. Then we start to say, well, maybe this mental illness is being encouraged to the point that now other people are developing mental illness in order for them to get praise. And again, I don't say that it's at a conscious level. I'm saying it's more at a subconscious level, because society is praising these people. And these are now people who are never going to get help for the problems that they have, the problems that they have developed. They're never going to be praised for being strong and mentally stable. These are not going to be things, in fact, strong and mentally stable may be admonished in our society. I've seen it a few times. So again, these people, they're not getting the help that they need. But more than that, like I said, they're being able to steer the society. The will of others is being bent to the will of the mentally ill. And so this person who is on the street cutting bugs out of their skin, we're not going to take them to the hospital and put them in charge of surgical procedures or put them in charge of the psychiatric ward, because that would be ridiculous. Yet that's what we're doing in our society right now. We're putting the mentally ill up on these pedestals instead of giving the help that they need, which is actually a form of cruelty. And that's how I think that future society, maybe in 50 years, is going to look back and they're going to say, that was absolutely horrible. These people never got the help that they needed. They were just encouraged to continue their mental illness even further until it caused whatever other problems. And that true cruelty is what is going to be seen in 50 years. And I hope that you can look back and say, I was one of the ones who tried to help stop this insanity, because that will make you feel a lot better than if you just continued promoting it, continued accepting it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to hit like and share the video. Have a great day.